Hello, I got home about 45 minutes ago and I immediately put on the gymnastics, and I've been wanting to film something, but it's so hard because I keep wanting to watch, but I'm gonna try and film something in like 2 seconds and then move on with it, or keep watching it. I need to cook tonight as well, and when I got here my laptop was totally dead, so I've been charging it now and hopefully it'll be charged enough soon to move it into the kitchen while I'm cooking. It should be a fairly, famous last words, fairly simple meal to make. I think it's similar. I'm following a recipe, I'll link the recipe down below and I'll let you know after if it was any good. I am changing it a bit though because it's meant to be a chili and I don't like spice. So we're doing it without the spice. And I'm using some pre-made tomato sauce because we've got some left over that's gonna go off otherwise. I don't really know if it does go off, but I don't know, it's old. I have been feeling a bit shaky the last, I would say, few weeks actually. I don't even think it's been a few days. And it's been on and off, and there have been things that have sort of, I guess, distracted me or kept me busy that I don't really notice it as much. But I really felt it sort of yesterday. Was I working yesterday? I think I worked in the morning and I think I felt it when I got home, like the whole afternoon and evening. And last night I was really struggling to fall asleep. There was just a lot going on in my mind. And one of the things that's really, it's been on my mind a lot since it happened, but especially sort of in the last few days. I mentioned on here a few months ago when one of my colleagues from the ship last year, unfortunately, very sadly passed away. And it was the person I was probably closest to on the ship, and just such a genuine and lovely person. And I don't know, it's just really struck me. And last night I was really thinking about him and just missing him and upset, sad, yeah, all that jazz. And this morning, again, I've been feeling funny, and I felt funny on the bus back from work. Like, I've not been feeling right in my skin. I feel like my heart is being squeezed, and I feel like I just need to release it a little bit. Oh, my grandma said she was going to text me when I've got 2 hours before she comes home. She's just texted me to say she's going to be home in half an hour, so I'm going to have to get started on cooking. And it won't be ready when she gets home, but that's fine. But yeah, I've just been feeling really, like, suppressed in a way, and not by anything or because of anything. I just feel that way. And I feel like my social battery is, like, totally dead. I feel like there's nothing in there. I'm fine at work, I'm absolutely fine at work, but at home, in my personal life, I just feel like I've got nothing extra. But work today was excellent. Work today was so good. I got a message from my colleague last night to say there's going to be a lot I need to do, and I was a bit nervous about that. I think that was another thing that was on my mind last night. I was like, oh my goodness, there's all this stuff to do and I don't even know if I can do it. Like, there's a whole bunch of things to do. And then I got into work early today. I started half an hour early, and literally we had very few, in theory there was very little to do if you looked at it on paper, but I was working non-stop. Like, I think the biggest break I had was maybe 5 minutes to eat some lunch. But I loved it. It was so satisfying to work through all this stuff and get it sorted and clean up the space and, work my way through each thing. I really, really enjoyed it. It was very different to my normal day at work at this job. Because usually there is plenty to do, but not like this, and I really enjoyed today. So I felt great at work, and then, as I say, on my way home I was suddenly like, I'd rather stay at work for longer because I feel more comfortable. I don't know what it is. I think I like having something to keep me occupied. And don't get me wrong, I've been watching loads of the Olympics, but I don't know. Also, I was told the weather was going to break today, so I thought, that's okay, I'll wear boots, because the rain was meant to start heavily at 5 o'clock, which is when I finish work. So I wore my boots because they're my only, like, waterproof shoe, I think. And let me tell you, friends, the rain did not start until about 20 minutes ago. But, well. So yeah, I don't know what the matter is. I don't know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and I don't feel like it's a problem in theory. In theory, it would be fine. But the biggest problem, which I hate calling it a problem, but the reason why it's not fine is because I do live with my grandma, who is very social, and I'm finding it very hard, I think, to give her the energy she needs from me. And she doesn't understand, as much as I try and tell her. She just is wired so differently to me, which is fine, everyone is, but she just can't comprehend that when I'm being quiet or staying in my room, that's not me being rude towards her, that's just me needing to, like, get away from everyone and everything. And again, I'm fine at work, but it's just when I'm done with the work, I want to be at home on my own And obviously, when you live with your grandma, you can't. And I really don't blame her for that, but I do think that isn't helping. I feel like I'm not necessarily getting the respite that I'm looking for. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm feeling, like wound up at the moment, and I feel like I just need to take some deep breaths, have some time to myself, and yeah. We were invited out for lunch on Shabbat, so Saturday, and I said, I decided I'm not going to go, as much as kind as it is, and as lovely as it would be, and as good as the food would be. I just need a day to myself. And it won't even be a day, I just need a morning to myself. And I feel like I need to be better with saying no. I feel like I need to do that more, because I feel like that's maybe also not helped. That up until now, obviously I've been away a few times, which has been great, but I feel like I've just been saying yes to all the social events that my grandma either is part of or organises, and I need to take a step back, because I can feel that it's getting to me. So on that jolly note, my camera's dying, so how fabulous is that? I need to go and cook, because otherwise this food will definitely not be ready by the time my grandma gets home. Alright, bye! Hello! Today, instead of a cup of tea, I've got a smoothie. Ooh, it's really good. Although I'm actually going to put it down for a moment. I feel like it's been quite a while since I've spoken. I think it's been almost a week, which by my standards is quite a while. I have been watching a lot of Olympics. I've also been working a lot, but as I've said before, I can watch the Olympics while I'm working, so that's quite nice. But it's meant that in all my free time, I've not done any editing, because I've just been watching the Olympics, so gotta work on that, because I think I'm falling behind a little bit. Not behind in terms of anything you would notice, but just that it's the pressure is being put on to edit more quickly. I'm leaving myself less time between filming and editing, or editing and uploading, I suppose. My hair is gross and I need to wash it desperately, but I'm going to a dance class with a friend tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, so I just figured I'll wait until tomorrow and then wash it Wednesday morning instead. So this morning I just wet the bottom again, and it's amazing how well it works. Like, it was just water, and it just really revitalizes it. But as I say, I've been working almost every day, really enjoying it, to be honest. Also have some more work from my aunt that I kept putting off, and then yesterday, because it was quite quiet at work, I did it while I was there, and that felt really good. I've only got like 2 little things to do, which I'm hoping to do this evening if it's quiet at work. And yeah, I feel like I want to film and edit stuff, but I just haven't. I don't feel like I've had a chance to. And I have one video idea that I desperately want to film, but I need to wait until my grandma's out, because there is singing involved. It's not purely singing, but there is singing involved. But I do feel I've been out a lot in the last week, so just trying to like find a balance again, I think. And as I say, my time off that I have had at home, I've just spent watching the Olympics, so I need to, once the Olympics are over, I think I'll find some more time back. Or I could just not watch the Olympics. But I have been enjoying watching the Olympics. It's funny because obviously for the last Olympics, actually, no, I don't remember much about the last Olympics at all. I don't even know where I was or what I was. I don't know when they ended up doing it, because I know it was delayed, but I don't know until when. But for the 2016 Olympics, I remember being in Australia, and so a lot of the time we wouldn't be able to watch the events because it was nighttime for like middle of the night for us. But I do remember being in class and like friends, I mean, I was a goody two-shoes, so I would never, but friends or classmates would have the Olympics on in the background during class. And I used to, like, in part be annoyed at them, but then in part, if it was like diving or something, I'd want to watch as well. But I don't feel like I've had the opportunity to enjoy the Olympics as much as I have this year. I feel like this is the first year I'm properly able to watch. I mean, BBC coverage hasn't been great and has been incredibly frustrating, especially yesterday when I was trying to watch the tennis finals and it just stopped. But I do feel like I've had more opportunities to watch the Olympics, and I feel like I've been exposed to some new sports because the BBC coverage is so limited. I do still watch it, and so I watched skateboarding, which I never would have otherwise. I've watched a lot of like kayak and canoe, which again I never would have, but watching Jess Fox is insane. Like, it's made me want to watch more of the sport, which is great. Archery, I've been loving. Like, there's just been some sports that I never would have been exposed to otherwise, and so I am enjoying that. Although I do wish I could see a bit more of the diving, and, well, the gymnastics has been pretty good, to be fair, but the diving and the tennis has not been as great as I would like it to be. And I don't know, I think the artistic swimming hasn't started yet. I think it's starting today, but if it has started, I feel like I've barely seen any of it. I don't really think I have much else to report. I've got a busy working week again this week, so, you know, that's keeping me away from the camera a bit, I think. But I'm going to watch the Olympics now because it's the balance beam finals, and then I need to head to work. I'm hoping it'll finish before I go to work. We'll see. I hope I get to see Simone Biles before I go to work. All right, that's all for now. Bye. Hello, I washed my hair this morning, obviously, and I can't get over how well, so far, obviously it's not fully dry yet, but so far how good it's looking, because I feel like I don't think I did anything different today than any other time I washed my hair, and yet it feels like the results so far are better, just better. Less frizzy, I mean, look, as I say, it's not fully dry yet, but less frizzy, more curly, kind of, I don't know, I just feel like it's reacting better, more like even, rather than like all crazy at the top, I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to come on here about two things specifically, and if more comes up, more comes up. Number one, a few days ago, maybe even a week ago, I came on here talking about how I was just feeling a bit and I can't remember if it was that night or the next night. I think it was Thursday evening, so whatever day I filmed that, it was Thursday evening, and I just broke. I would have been working during the day and I would have had a good shift at work. I would have come home, I would have been chill, like I would have had supper, I would have probably watched the Olympics, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I think I watched some YouTube as well in the evening. Like, I think I had a pretty chill evening. I don't think there was anything that triggered anything specifically. And I felt mostly fine. Like, not great, but mostly fine. And then probably just before midnight, I went to bed, and it was literally, I hit my head on the pillow and suddenly, like, tears just started pouring out of my face. And I was genuinely confused. I was like, what am I crying about? Like, what am I upset about? And I think it was just the culmination of everything. And there was something else that happened that night as well. Not anything huge, but again, I think it was just like the cherry, like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, I just feel there must have been something in my brain that was like, this has been building up and building up and building up, and it just needs to come out. And I wasn't even thinking about it, and tears literally just came out of nowhere. So I went to bed not very happy, and I think it took me quite a while to get to sleep as well that night. And in the morning, actually, whilst it was happening, I messaged a friend, but they were asleep already. So in the morning, I got some messages back, and that sort of helps, I think, get it under control a bit. I felt like I woke up still feeling not great. And then when I got those messages, I was like, right, okay, I'm good. And then on the weekend, I also spoke to my parents about just everything. And I feel like from that point on, I feel like since I've spoken to them, and also since, somehow the tears came out, I feel like I've been a lot calmer and a lot less feeling that way, a lot less tense. So that's good. I mean, I've also been working loads. Like, Sunday I was working all day, Monday I was working most of the day, yesterday I was working all day, and then we met up with a friend. That's what I'm going to come back to as well after work. So, and today is Wednesday. So I've been really busy, which has been good, I think. But yeah, I felt a lot better in my skin this week, which has been nice. But yes, the second thing I wanted to say was that yesterday I met up with a friend who I've been trying to meet up with since I got back. So 7 months now, 8 months. Yeah, I got back mid-January. So more or less 8 months. Is that right? Or 7? I can't do maths. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 7 months. And we finally made it work. And I spoke to them. I was like, when is the last time that I saw you? And it turns out it was before I went to Lapland. So probably about 2 years ago, just under 2 years, which is crazy because there's been so many times because they live in London, like there've been so many times where we could have seen each other and we've tried to see each other, and obviously life just got in the way, but I'm so glad I finally got to see them, and we went to a dance class together, which was really hard, but really good. As you're probably aware of by now, I've been going to like probably 1 class a week, so more or less. And in part, I've been doing that to work on my dancing. In part, I've been doing that to work on like stamina and fitness and that kind of thing. And also in part just because I really enjoy it and I've missed moving. So you'd think, having done that now, more or less since probably Spain, since I got back, so April, a solid few months, or maybe May, but still, you'd think that like my muscles would be getting slightly stronger. I mean, look, it's not super intense, but you'd think I'd be better than I was 7 months ago. No. I feel like this class was on another level, but also it seemed to focus more on like ballet basics and stuff in the warm-up, which usually you don't really do. The classes I've gone to, they either tend to do just cardio or just stretching, or a little bit of cardio and a little bit of stretching, but not really like pliés and relevés and things like that. And this class did, and it was literally the first time I've had to do any of that in, oh my goodness, probably since I graduated drama school. And there were so many muscles I'd forgotten about. And there was just like such inflexibility in a lot of those areas because I hadn't done it in so long. It was mad. It was crazy. And like during every element that we did, I was like, oh, there's a muscle I forgot about. And there was one point where I could really feel like some of my back muscles engaging that I feel like I've never used, or at least not in a very long time. And all I could think was, oh, I've seen Olympians with these muscles. I didn't know I had them. So it was tough. It was intense, but it was so good. And it was so lovely to do with my friend as well. This is a friend from drama school, so it was like back in the good old days when we did dance classes together. Oh, it was so good. I really enjoyed it. And it was a song I knew, which I wasn't expecting because it wasn't a musical theatre class. So it's always hit or miss with me if I know the song, if it's not musical theatre. But I always find it helps when I do know it. What's my hair doing? Yeah, I don't know. I'm loving it. So yeah, all in all, I'm feeling pretty good now, which is a nice change from a week ago. And we're going to try and do like maybe every week, maybe every other week that we're going to try and do a dance class together. So that would be so nice. And yeah, I mean, I'm still loving work, so that's great. I'm watching loads of Olympics, which obviously I'm loving. But I've edited one video today that I needed to because it goes up in like a few days, but aside from that, I'm still very behind on my editing. I mean, I've got time. I think the next video that I need to edit goes up on the 25th of August, so I've got about 3 weeks, maybe just under. And I think the Olympics end on the 11th, so I might just start after the Olympics. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting into a really good rhythm now. And also, I'm planning on going away. I haven't booked it yet, but I'm planning on going away in September to meet up with my father and my grandparents, my Dutch grandparents. So we're starting to look at flights and things like that, and I'm hoping to book it this week, which is just another thing to look forward to. And my cousin called me really randomly earlier today. Oh, hold on. Oh no, it's not them. And this is a cousin who doesn't live particularly near, but they said they're thinking of coming here for a weekend, which would be so nice. As in, they're not from the UK. So that was a pleasant surprise. We'll see if it happens, but that would be nice. And then I've got another cousin and aunt coming over at the end of this month, and we've got another bar mitzvah celebration. So lots of nice things to look forward to. I feel like what's happening is I'm getting into a really good rhythm in terms of work and life and, you know, just living domestically, I suppose. But then I've also got like patches of things, and I feel like I've had this for the last few months, patches of things to look forward to that kind of, I'm like, okay, I just need to get through these few weeks and then I get to have that. Although that being said, I'm really, really enjoying my jobs. So I feel like, especially one of them, but both. So I really don't feel like I'm suffering or, you know, unhappy. I'm just feeling really positive. I don't know. I just am. And I suppose we shouldn't complain about it or, you know, be too upset. One thing I've noticed though, obviously now we've reached past the peak times in terms of sunrise. And so, as in like the super early, I mean, it's still early, but super early. And so what started to happen is around, I think, 7:30, which is more or less when I get up most days, the sun is at such an angle that it literally, I mean, I've always said it hits my face, but it literally like just my face. Like if I were to move my head a little bit further from the wall, it wouldn't be a problem, but I can just like feel it in the morning. I'm like, okay, time to wake up. Which in a way is good, but is also annoying because it's so hot and I just feel like I'm still waking up every morning burnt. I'm not, obviously, and I'm not even tanning, but it feels that way. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive, and that's nice, and I just wanted to come on here to share that. It is now 1:15, so I'm gonna have some lunch because I need to leave in about less than an hour, I would say. And then I'm working tonight. And then I'm off tomorrow. I'm never off on a Thursday, but my colleague wanted to swap days, so I'm off tomorrow, which is strange. And it's also strange because I feel like it's been a while since I've had a full day off. And I think that's because I have worked such long days earlier this week. And like, aside from Shabbat, which to me doesn't really feel like a day off because there's so much I can't do, I feel like I think I worked, if I sort of ignore Shabbat, I'm trying to think, I probably worked like a week in a row. Let's see when my last day off was. Yeah, my last day off was last Tuesday, so over a week ago, and even then I had an audition, so I wasn't like fully off. That explains why I feel like I've been working a lot, and like it's weird to have a day off. Not that I'm complaining, I really like working. I prefer working than having too much time off, because I can do enough at work that I just don't feel I need time off. Anyway, that is all for now. I need to go and make lunch and get myself ready to go. So I will see you whenever I see you next. Bye. Hello. Today was an okay day. It was very quiet at work. and I didn't really have much to do in terms of like even home life stuff. There was one thing I really wanted to do and that I thought I would get done, and I thought I'd sent myself all the appropriate stuff and that I had everything ready to go, and as soon as I started working on it I realised I just need to do it on my laptop. So that was a fail, unfortunately. I did watch quite a bit of Olympics, as I say always, as I have been doing for the last 10 days or however long it's been, but yeah, it wasn't very thrilling. There was a hockey semi-final that Holland was playing in and won, so that's good. And I watched one of the cycling things and it looked like Holland won, but I don't really know what happened with that. I get very confused with the cycling ones because there's like 10 different events that all happen at the same time, and I don't know who's doing what, basically. And some of them are semi-finals, some of them are finals, some of them are like heats, so who knows. As I got to work, my mum called me, which was actually really nice. It was really late for them, but it was nice to just chat about basically everything I spoke to you guys about this morning. Just, you know, the fact that I'm feeling a bit better and that I had a really good dance class yesterday and yada yada yada. The hair, by the way, now that it's fully dry, it's great. Oh, also, my mum noticed it on the phone. She was like, your hair looks really good today. And I was like, I know, but I don't know why. And I probably will never be able to replicate it again. Who knows? And who knows what it's going to look like in the morning? We shall see. I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you as well, but I have forgotten it. So that's thrilling. As I was leaving work, I check the bus times because for this job I take the bus. And I usually check and, you know, allow myself either leave a minute early or leave 5 minutes late or whatever if I need to, for when I need to catch the bus. And today it looked like it was going to be so perfect. I would leave exactly when I meant to and I would get there and not have to wait for the bus. But then I got chatting to one of my colleagues and it was this colleague is lovely and we were just chatting about dogs, so like that's great. But as a result, it was a little bit later than I would have liked. And literally, as I walked out the building, I could see the bus drive past and I sprinted as fast as I could. And literally, as where I met the bus, I waved and I was like, I didn't know if it would notice me, but I was like, wait for me, because the bus stop was like all the way down there. So I was like, wait, and I ran. And luckily there was someone already at the bus stop who was getting on, so the bus had to stop anyway. And I mean, I was pretty speedy, if I say so myself, although not compared to the Olympics, obviously, but I did make it I would say on time, in the sense of even if the other person wasn't there getting on the bus, if there was, let's say there was hypothetically someone on the bus who needed to get off, but not someone to get on, I would have still been there on time to get on, but luckily I didn't need to worry. And I actually do think the driver noticed me, because as I got on, I always say thank you as I get on, but as I got on he sort of smiled at me like knowingly, and obviously I was there like thank you, but it was just a nice human interaction, you know, one of those moments where it's just like, we're all people, we're all lovely, this is great. Also, recently I've had a few comments, really lovely comments about my dresses or whatever I'm wearing. So the red dress, which I've barely worn until this year, has got so many compliments, which is mad to me because I still don't love it in terms of like the shape and stuff on me. I love it in terms of how light it is and how easy it is to just throw on, but there's just something about the shape that I don't love, but obviously other people do because I get a lot of compliments on it. And then I think yesterday I got maybe 2 comments on my owl dress, which again, like that's, I don't know, it's weird to me. And yesterday was especially nice because my hair was so disgusting because I needed to wash it, but I was going to wait till the dance class. And even the way I put it up was messy, I felt. So for someone to still sort of compliment my appearance or my dress, for the record, I don't like compliments on my appearance, and I very much only ever believe in complimenting on things. But yeah, it felt good. I was like, okay, I can still look nice even though I feel absolutely disheveled. I think I'm going to make a whole video about commenting on appearances and that kind of thing because I've been thinking about it a lot recently, and yeah, I might make a video about it. But as I say, it was just nice to have received compliments, especially because that's what I do. Every person I see, as long as it's appropriate, I say, I love your dress, I love your top, I love your shirt, I love your trousers, whatever. I love your shoes. And it's just nice to feel like there are more, like I do it because I know that there's no harm done. Like I just think it's a nice thing. It might, you know, if someone's there, I think I've spoken about this a few times before on my channel like many years ago, but yeah, I've always done it, I think, and it's just like a nice thing to do. And it's nice that more people have that attitude of like, I'm not going to be embarrassed about saying something nice to someone, I'm just going to say it. Anyway, all that rambling, and I'm gonna go. Sorry. Bye. Oh no. Cute house on a little cute street with a crucifix on the door. A record store in the mall. This is going well. How it burns inside me. Rose. Double dates. I only added this clip into the video because it's the first time I've worn a vest under this dress, which meant I could wear it both open and closed, which I never normally get to do, and it made me very happy. But anyway, this is the end of the video, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye!